If you've ever heard of PEEKABOO, you already know he's a staple in the electronic music scene. Collaborating with the likes of Fred Again, Skrillex, Flowdan, Eliminate, and many others, he's grown a style that's almost unmistakable. So then, how hard could it be to replicate his style? Give me 7 days. I'll do it. Yeah, it won't be nearly that easy.
You got me
I'm just getting
Alright, so just so we're clear, I have 3 goals to accomplish during these 7 days. The first one, of course, is to make a song like PEEKABOO. Honestly, to the point where playing him side by side by his songs, my real goal is to make it so no one can really tell the difference. Of course, easier said than done, but there's no better way to just start than to go in blind and just start. So we'll get to the other 2 goals later, but let's get first things first and get producing. Okay, so it's day 1, first day of producing a song like PEEKABOO. I'm not gonna lie, my initial thoughts when starting this is I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I'm not the best at replicating people's styles. I'm not the most experienced producer, I'm gonna put that up front. But I do have a game plan for the next 7 days on how I'm gonna try to make my best replication of a PEEKABOO style beat, if you will. So it turns out I already made the song. I ended up actually live streaming this song, producing this song, and shout out to everyone who's there. Is this PEEKABOO? Maybe not. And after the stream ended, I kept producing. I went on Splice and I found samples, and then I found this one sample that really flipped it upside down. It had like kind of an under melody, kind of an ambient sound, and it really set the tone of the ambience and of the melody, kind of the vibe overall. I found some vocals to match. I had sound designed some basses I'm pretty proud of, to be honest, but there's a lot more to come. This idea is just the start.
Now instead of 4 3s or 2s, and now it's Effie from Paris. I could have been Effie in Paris. I don't wait for the drop, I just flow from the pot. Why they wanna move like that? Why you want gone? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? All the energy extra. You don't wanna see me with the hitters. I don't wait for the drop, I just flow from the. Why they wanna move like that? Why you want gone? Why you want act like that?
Pretty good start. For this challenge, I mean, only day 1 and I already came up with that entire song there. I spent over 8 hours on that song yesterday. That was the entire day. I didn't even study much of his songs, and it's not really entirely like his style. I think there's some things that could be improved on to get that goal there, but as an objective like song as its own thing, I think I'm really happy with it. Moving on from that, moving forward, I do think there's a lot to work on here, right? To try to get that PEEKABOO style down. But today, it's day 2 and it's already 10 p.m. And I'll be honest, I really haven't done anything today. Earlier today, I kept on working on this project even though I really don't need to, when I should have been studying his style to further improve how I'm going to do down the line. But hey, it's only day 2. There's a lot more to come here. So that's priority number 1. Get everything else in order real quick, and then lock in, try to replicate his style as best as I can down the line. So, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, and it's day 3, and I've come to a realization. I'm trying to get ideas for what to make, how to continue this, right? And I realized the song I made is very chill, and it's mostly based off of only the few songs that I've actually listened to of PEEKABOO. He has a new album, Eyes Wide Open, and there's a lot of songs on there. I only really saved like 3 of them, and I took inspiration just from those 3. But I realized some of the more popular ones too are more high energy, more intense, maybe, you know, having more of these like kind of wonky basses, things like that. So I think I'm gonna go and twist into that style, try to make something along those lines, because I already feel like I finished that one idea, that more chill, almost turning into like a trappy vibe, but I want to go more into this PEEKABOO style. I think it's probably what he's more known for. But like, just for example here, like that type of thing. Stuff like this, or it's kind of goofy. Probably gonna get copyright striked, but that's kind of the vibe I want to go for. So let's see what happens. Who knows what I'm gonna come up with? Might be a flop, but let's see what happens. I have a slight idea in my mind. Normally I don't start with drums like this, but I kind of just want to lay this down and focus on the basses right after. So that's kind of the approach I'm taking here. Let's see where this goes. So things are looking pretty good here, but I haven't told you my other two goals yet. And honestly, it's more like a question that I'm seeking a clear answer for. The first one is mix. Basically, I want to know if an inexperienced producer such as myself can actually produce a song of the same quality as a top producer. And if so, is it really the quality that judges your success, or is it just the act of getting your name out there and somehow knowing the right people? I guess I don't have that answer yet, so here's the project as it is. I didn't spend 8 hours on it, but I would still call that a pretty good success. Dialing in that more deep bass, kind of old school dubstep style instead of more of that chill vibe that I went with before, and I think that really nails the PEEKABOO style much more. Still a couple things I did. So I actually went and watched a VOD of one of PEEKABOO's streams where he was just producing a song, right? And I noticed he uses Splice a lot, which is good because that means I can find those exact samples he used and use them for myself. And I didn't do that yet, but I actually went to Splice and I downloaded a few of his sounds. So I found a kick that he uses. I found the snares, some of the snares that he uses. I do want to make something else where I can use these new sounds, maybe go in a little bit of a different route, maybe more of like the weird, maybe low sine wave sub type thing. So this song definitely getting closer to his style. I'm not sure what's going to happen down the line. It's late at night. I do got to go to bed soon, but see you tomorrow. Day 4, another day of really tight deadlines because I spent the entire day just grinding out editing this video, and it left me so little bit of time to actually produce this song. And the worst part is that it wasn't even going very well. I had kind of basic trash ideas. It was just not something I was happy with, and I thought, okay, this is gonna be a flop. Gonna have to go to the next day. It's already 10-11 p.m. by this point. But once again, just pushing through. I kept going even though it really sucked. Like genuinely tired in my head. I'm not sure if you understand the feeling there, but then I tried to change it up. I was like, maybe I don't even need to go this style. Maybe let me go something more chill, something that's more up my alley personally. So then I just kept at it until almost 12 in the morning. It is mad late, and it's almost 12, and I finally came up with something I'm pretty happy with, again into more of that chill vibe, but I thought this was going to be an absolute flop. But I just kept going through it even though it absolutely sucked, and I really thought there was nothing that was going to happen, but it's just a testament to keep going through that resistance because it's always going to be there, and at the other side of it there's a cool idea. I just think it's very minimal, I think it's cool. I mean, you let me know what you think. I really do want to work on this one tomorrow and really flesh it out, complete it there. So I'm gonna call it a day. I'll see you tomorrow. And then day 5, I came up with this. I'm not gonna lie, day 6 was pretty uneventful. I already had 3 tries at PEEKABOO style, but I can't help but think there's still a lot of room to improve on that deep bass PEEKABOO style that I attempted at. I just don't think any of the attempts really nailed that style like I hoped they would. And it makes me think, I guess there really is a big difference between the top producers and inexperienced producers such as myself. Or maybe it's just that our production styles are so different that I never can really replicate someone else's style in my DAW, right? Even though I have those exact same samples, my mind is always going to be different than PEEKABOO's. But hey, I'll let you decide whether I got that style down or not, whether these songs are that high level production or not. But for now, I have one more thing I want to try. Okay, day 7, and yes, I recorded day 6 today, but I want to throw a little bit of a curveball. Obviously, I'm not sure if I hit the nail on the head when it comes to that other Peekaboo style. Maybe I did, you let me know. But obviously, Peekaboo doesn't only make those type of songs. Recently, in his Eyes Wide Open album, he made a song, which I personally really love, called I've Been Thinking. And I'm thinking, maybe I'll make a song like that. It's kind of like this house song. It's pretty repetitive, but it has that groove, has that vibe, just with the repetitive vocals. And why don't we have a bit of fun for the final day and make something like that? Well, I guess let's start producing. Tell me this ain't a vibe right here. Alright, so I had 3 goals in this challenge. I'm gonna have to throw it on to you, and you're gonna have to let me know how I did. Did I get to encapsulate Peekaboo's style in the music I made there? Given that I only had, a couple hours per song, only had 7 days here to completely clone someone else's years of work, you're gonna have to let me know what happened there. And as for the second question, I also would love to know everyone's thoughts on this. I do have my own stance. I do think that talent alone isn't what it takes to become a big music producer or artist in general. Now, it's a big part of it. Obviously, you need to put out good music, but just equally as needed to get big, I believe, is also the marketing side of things, the business side of things. As for the third goal, having a bit of fun, making a house beat, I can say for myself, I think that was a pretty good success there. But to be honest with you, the real goal for this was for me to get out of my comfort zone. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not the best or most experienced when it comes to remaking people's styles, and just going in and committing to a challenge like this, making a style of someone I've only relatively recently started listening to, that's definitely something that's pushed my limits here and pushed what I made. And I think that doing this, it really increased, I guess, my scope of what I thought was, possible or doable in music, and also just my skill in general, creating ideas here. And I would advise that you guys also take part in a challenge similar to this. Just commit to making a certain style and seeing how many ideas you can make and just committing to it there. And I think that's a really good way to grow as a music producer. If you want a community of like-minded people, then join my Discord server. Completely free, and you get to chat with me, get on calls occasionally. We can definitely do music production challenges there, and a lot more planned in the future. If you like this one, then consider watching another one of my 7-day challenge videos, and I'll see you next time.